What's good, guys? So, this is New Year's Eve. So, Happy New Year. I still see that dude. Who was it? Eddie Murphy. Merry New Year. So anyway, my intentions for 2021 was to work on my house and to have taken enough profit to be able to complete everything on this property. I did that, but nothing is finished on this property. I mean, the elevation is, yes. Many other things. So, hopefully, 2022 will be my year of having my house finished. I understand it was a lot of work, but also had many other things to contend with, from the hard freeze to the rain, to getting sick, to the pandemic with these different construction products. You know, like the vinyl fence. I ordered that in February. I got it, in November? So, you know, it's been challenging. Now I'm hearing that the price of lumber and the price of goods are going to go up much higher. So, you know, but at the same time, in the middle of the pandemic, or before the pandemic, right? So a sheet of plywood was $30 for a 3/4 inch, right? Or 23 30-seconds. 3/4 inch plywood. Then it shot up to like $60 and $80, right? I think it's still like $60, but I'm willing to pay that because of the amount of profit that I took out of crypto. I just want it done, right? Because, you know, that gets into penny wise and dollar stupid. While, you know, it may take 30 sheets of plywood to do each side of the duplex. So 60 sheets of plywood times $80 versus $30. Who cares? Okay. Alexa, what is 30 times 80? 2,400.
30 times 80 is 2,400.
Okay. And Alexa, what is 30 times 30?
30 times 30 is 900.
So a difference of $900 to $2,400 for plywood. I really don't care at that point. You know, that's penny wise and dollar stupid. You know, I'd rather have it done. So anyway, I'm still, and then to have to battle all of these different permits with the parish, right? I mean, I'm still fighting one permit at the moment, even though it's for the air conditioners that I had mounted on the back of the house. So it's up. The house is elevated 5 feet, and then it's in between floors, so an additional 10 feet. So the frame is 15 feet in the air, is where my exterior air conditioner units are. There was no place for them at ground level, and to put them anywhere else didn't make any sense at all. Hello. Yeah. So the air conditioners, they were mounted up 15 feet, and now I'm having to fight the parish. Now they changed the their codes for, if you do this, now you have to provide ample space for a technician to get up there and service the air conditioner, which is really nothing. I do that on my own. I have several cans of R22. I have R12 gauges from being in automotive. I mean, I have 134 gauges, but that is a different type of Freon. The R12 gauges also do the R22. So I can still do the R22 Freon. I still have several cans of that even. I have the evacuator, all of that. I have all of that. And then same thing, the acid to treat all the fins on the exterior of the thing, and then you hose it down. All you have to do is you pull the fuse out. So it's not like it's all that difficult. And for a service technician to have all of that extra space, I would rather just slap a ladder up onto the platform, get up there and do the work. And that's just me doing it. That's not hiring a technician to come out and do it. You know, so I do all that. I'm the maintenance man. So anyway, what else is left, right? So going into this new year, now the new roof that I had put onto the house, I did with the synthetic underlayment and then a 30-year shingle on top of it. That was $13,000 for a new roof. Found out my neighbor paid like 10 or something. That's fine. I don't care. I'll pay gringo price, whatever. So, 13 grand for a new roof, and I still have water leaks. So the way that it is, okay, your roof where it comes down, I should have it like this. So your roof that comes down here, where the brick comes up underneath that roof, right there, in that little corner there, right? So water is traveling off the roof. I had removed all the gutters. Water's traveling off the roof, coming back under, and then traveling behind the brick. We put a metal flashing up there. That is still not doing the trick. It stops about half the water from leaking in behind the brick. So even with extending the drip edge, now with the metal flashing, I'm about to go over the metal flashing with concrete board. It's a hardy board. Lifetime warranty. It does not dry rot, or it does not when it gets wet, it doesn't matter. It does not change its form or its shape or its strength. None of that changes in it. So, and with the hardy board there and silicone, I'm attempting to completely seal up underneath that the roof and fascia, soffit. So okay, whatever. You know what I'm talking about, right there in that part. So my intention is to seal that off really good, because water is getting inside in through the new windows. So the windows were another $5,500. But okay, I'm not sure what that's going to cost yet to silicone all around the top, which is like 28 feet in the air. No, 25 feet in the air. So 25 feet in the air to do that and to install the concrete board. Now the gutters are going to come later. So now the next thing after that is done is going to be Rhino Shield. It's to Rhino Shield the entire exterior of the white and the gray and the black of the house. And I have a design of the house to be painted that will make it really pop. But it's all going to be done in gloss. So gloss gray, gloss white, gloss black, right? Yeah. Yeah. You tell him. I could not live with a woman like that. Anyway. So anyway, the rhino shield of the exterior, that's all going to get done. Then all of the railings on the outside of the house have all been scuffed up to shit from all of these different contractors coming by and throwing their ladders on all the railings, and they just scratched them all to crap. I mean, and brand new railings. They were just fabricated, and with a coat of undercoat and 2 coats of paint of gloss black. So now I'm gonna have to go back and sand all of them, and 2 new coats of paint on top of that. Except this time I want to use a better, harder paint, so that way then it won't just scratch off. Anyway, so the painting of the exterior. Then, let's see, the fence line. Okay, so I ordered the vinyl fence back in February. It came in November. Here we are, end of December, beginning of January. Still not up yet. Now, I have the permission of my neighbors to the left and to the right of me. I had retarded it 8 inches on my side, and I plan to advance that 8 inches onto their property line. So that way it's going to be 16 inches of a concrete footer that goes completely around the entire perimeter of the property, and it's going to have 5/8 rebar inside of that, which is all going to be tied off. So extremely strong, and with that 5/8 rebar tied like that, it won't break, it won't sag and sink and any of that. All of that will be taken care of with the 5/8 rebar within that concrete as a concrete footer. Now, on top of that concrete footer is going to be a 8x8 chain wall. So it's going to come up an additional 8 inches as like a large curb that goes completely around the entire perimeter on top of that. So dead center, 8 inches, and the 12-foot vinyl posts that I have to go around the entire perimeter are going to be every 8 feet. And I also have the 12-foot metal sleeve that goes inside of each of those posts. So this 12-foot post, remind you, this is only a 6-foot fence. The 12-foot post has got to go into the ground at a minimum of 5 feet. So this is going to act as an anchor, and it's going to be concreted in before the actual footer gets, the concrete footer and the concrete chain wall get poured and floated and all that. Before all of that gets done, these posts have got to be in and within those string lines exactly. The bottoms and the tops of the vinyl fence have to be attached, so that way then they won't sway or warp or whatever. Actually, they won't warp, but it's just going to have the metal sleeves that go inside, and then I'm going to concrete the lower part of those concrete posts as well. So I'm going to have to hand shovel extra wet concrete inside of each post, that extra 5 feet down, 6 feet, that it sits below the ground. So that way it will be extremely strong. Like I said, that will act as an anchor at each point. And I went with white posts, white uppers and lowers, and the white caps, but the body of it I went with a gray. So this is going to be a 2-tone vinyl fence, goes completely around the outside perimeter. And the reason for the footer and the chain wall is this. Okay, the reason why I'm over engineering all of this is because here in New Orleans, hello, here in New Orleans, we're prone to hurricanes. As you have not already guessed, Hurricane Katrina, Hurricane Isaac, Hurricane Ida recently. So I'm still dealing with the damage from Hurricane Ida. There's been many recent, you know. But anyway, from those hurricanes, we also have tornadoes within those hurricanes. And the eye wall passed right over me. There was a ton of damage through here. A ton. That's why I put an offer in on the property across the street. However, back to the point. If a car, say if the water, if it floods so much, cars can float. And things are floating in that water. And with any sort of tidal surge or anything, a car or anything can actually hit those posts or the fence line and actually crack it and break it. And yes, I ordered additional material, additional posts. I ordered additional slats for the actual body of the fence, as well as extra uppers and lowers, extra caps. I did all of that, you know, so that way I have extra storage underneath the house now for all of that, you know, in case any of that ever gets damaged. However, if it's ever damaged beyond repair, right? If it's ever damaged beyond repair, you just have to cut the top 6 feet of that fence post, you know, and the metal inside of it, you know, and that just comes right off. And you just make that flush. And then this is why I'm over engineered all of this, is because that concrete footer with that chain wall, I can then do a brick fence completely around the entire property. Hello. So, if it ever gets damaged beyond repair, on top of what I'm doing now, I can then go back with actual brick and build a whole new fence. Total different look. All right. So after the fence, right? Then we come back inside, because I can't do drywall, insulation, and painting inside of my tenant's home when it's still leaking water. What's the point? Go in and do 10 grand worth of work and have to gut it all again and redo it again because it leaked again? No. There's an order of operations here. So, I mean, look, my tenants came to me and give me this guy's name and number of, you know, some great contractor. Look, I'm glad you met somebody else that you were impressed and spoke to. Someone you never met before a day in your life, right? Because that's what they do here. They come in after a hurricane. They're the latest and greatest since sliced bread. You know, they can't believe it's not butter. You know? So, because it's not. And that's where I'm at with these previous roofers, right? They don't answer the phone. It goes to voicemail. They never call you back. If they do happen to just answer the phone, oh yeah, look, I'll be by there today at 1:30 or tomorrow at 1:30. Today and tomorrow come, nothing ever happens, you know. So another fly-by-night company, that's all. Somebody else looking for gringo. That's it. So anyway, I'm done with all of that. I'm going to a well-known contractor in the area, my neighbor, who builds $1 million homes, and I don't have to question this dude. When I showed him some of my designs, He was floored. He had never had anyone give any sort of direction like that. I got that from the same contractors who did the elevation of the property. I knew what I wanted, and I wasn't going to settle for less. So they were going to design it the way they do so many others. I said, no, not this one. No, I want this one to function properly. I know what I want and why I want it. And laid it all out. They actually took my designs and went and got the permits with my designs. So everything was measured out to the T. I mean, that was an old hobby of mine when I was a child. I would draw out these elaborate homes, right? I mean, just huge homes with different studies and libraries and secret rooms and all of this kind of stuff. So I had I guess a talent for doing that, and I could figure out what would function and what wouldn't, and why. So, and then I began working on property when I was like 11 or 12 years old for the family. I became the maintenance man because no one else in the family wanted to do a damn thing. You know, I look at the Japanese of old, right? They would, oh snap, they would take a knife and they would chop off their pinky finger in defense of their honor. You know, it was their honor. Well, my father would chop his pinky finger off just to get out of a day's labor. Man was great with pushing a pen. That was it. Click, 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 click. Yeah, my glucose is extremely high right now. Sorry. But I gotta do what I got to do. Cool. No blood. Alright. Woo, now. So, I took a different path than that of my father. I didn't want to be like that. I looked at what my family had built and what they lost, and my goal was to reclaim at least part of that. There's no way I can own 500 or 600 duplexes throughout New Orleans like my family used to, right? I mean, they lost all of that many years ago through corrupt politicians, through corrupt business deals, corrupt bankers, stupid business, where not verifying deposits, in today's day, that would not fly. So my family was stupid in that sense. I mean, just go make a deposit and you never verify deposits or withdrawals or anything. I mean, you sold how many baby grand pianos or grand pianos with the music house? So my family used to own a music company in New York, and they used to build the pianos in New York and ship them here to New Orleans and sell them here in New Orleans, where we had, Fats Domino, everything come in banging on the pianos, and used to get yelled out of the stores all the time for banging on the pianos like crazy. And back then he wanted $10,000 to start his music career. He was run right out. I mean, at that time, you have to understand, rock and roll was not a thing. That was a new sound all to itself. All that my family saw and knew was classical music. That was it. So it was and jazz. But you go throwing blues and rock and roll, it's a combination of many different things, and they didn't understand it, they didn't like it, they were too stuck up, their noses were too high in the air. But, they were old money. They could afford to do that. But the things they could not afford to do, they did. Like not verifying deposits and withdrawals out of the checking accounts, for one. Being caught in scams, being caught in government ties and lies, and always getting the short end of the stick because they didn't do their research. So anyway, why did I get off on this now? My thing is, I'll never be able to reclaim that of what my family once had. I know that. But look, I grew up in it because no one else wanted to know how to do a damn thing. So that's why I became the maintenance man. And now I'm doing all this work to this property to get it in the very tippy top shape. I mean, tippy top. And I don't care what the value is of the property when I'm done. I really don't. Because it's not for sale. I'm not looking to take another mortgage out on it. I think I owe like $45,000 or $47,000 on the property. I was gonna pay that off. I was. I've been advised not to actually continue because of the tax deductions and whatever, which to me doesn't amount to crap. Really, I would really prefer the deed. However, I don't understand why my trustee, I don't know. It'll be paid in full in 4 years anyway, right? I mean, so the mortgage is like, what, $1,000 a month, something like that. But for years I paid so much more on top of it. That's why I only owe so little. It's because I attacked the principal during those first, 15 years? I mean, and then the last 10 years, it has just been me dealing with all kinds of eye surgeries and whatnot. So I wasn't working or any of that. And when I did find work part-time, a total different video. So, but all of that went into crypto. So I invested into crypto, was able to retire. Now I'm taking profit, fixing up the house. Next step, when the house is done, hopefully get the house across the street, that duplex across the street, and also go get a guide dog. So that way I can travel the world if I want. So, I got a ton of work left to do in this house. It's just crazy. It's like every room is a construction zone. There's something going on in every single room of this house, even in every damn closet. Because, well, the closets I'm gonna redesign. They're all walk-in closets. But I'm gonna redesign. However, I'm gonna take all the drywall off of the wall. I'm gonna soundproof the walls in the closets, and then I'm going to do cedar on the inside of all the closets, because cedar, nothing can live within cedar, so no bugs, no nothing. So that's why the old timers used to have cedar hobe chests and cedar closets, was because nothing could live in there, and it was a great smell, a great scent. And if anyone paints over it, all you have to do is hit it with a sander, and it gives it a whole fresh odor all over again. So it's wonderful. They're great. So I intend to do all cedar closets in this property, but that's after I get other things done and get the guide dog and that sort of stuff. So, right now there's just so much going on. And really, I think this is a blessing in disguise to have some of these crypto dip down in price, but the thing comes back to which one do I buy now, right? Because they'll all go up, they'll all do well, or most, right? So, but which ones are the most on sale? So, and which ones do I want to acquire more of? So, I don't like holding more than 20 crypto. That seems to be my cap, is right at 20 different cryptocurrencies. It seems to be the most that I can keep track of. Even though I'm versed in over 100. So I've been doing this since 2014. So 2014. So this will be 8 years. 8 years in cryptocurrency. Wow. Wow. So anyway, the profit that I took out of crypto, hopefully I won't need any more profit, right? I took out way above and beyond what I originally anticipated to be able to travel, do other things, and fix up all of my house. Both houses, the duplex. If across the street accepts my offer, I'll go ahead and I'll pay cash for that property across the street, and then gut it and put a pitch roof on it. And by doing these different things in rental property, I'm able to eat up all of the capital gains taxes of taking profit from crypto. So it's like a win-win. I mean, I get to invest in crypto, I get to write off all the taxes, and I get to write off all the taxes by fixing up these rental properties. So I gain instant equity in all of these properties, right? I gain the equity in the property. I gain the property. There's so many different things that you can do to be able to write different things off. Like I said, your capital gains, that's a wash. That's easy. So, whereas, you cannot write off the entire amount that you purchased the property for, but all the renovations that go into it, you can. That's where you gain your equity, because you're buying a property that already needs a little bit of work. You're not buying a property for full market value, move in ready. And that's not what I'm doing. Who knows? Look, the way things were last cycle to the way things are this cycle, and I don't know, are we done with this cycle? I really don't think so. Because when you overlap, it's like, but look, let's just say that we are over with this cycle. Okay, just say that we are. I don't believe that we are, but if we are, right? If we are, look, I did well. And I'm willing to wait till the next market cycle. That's when the one across the street, hopefully, will come into play when I go to take profit that time. The next market cycle, I don't know if that is when I will be ready for a vacation rental property or not. I might be, though. I hope I am. Like, if this market cycle is not finished, right? It is possible in this market cycle that I could do it, but during the next market cycle, for certain, I would be looking at. I keep thinking of like a fourplex in Puerto Rico. So that's what I think I would like for the no capital gains taxes. But you see, I don't want to do like other people where they'll buy a house there unforeseen and just move in, and they can't even speak to their neighbors. Se habla un poco, but no mucho. But I can at least converse. The other thing is that I'm not looking for a single family dwelling. I would be looking for more of a fourplex, like a vacation rental. There is what I would be looking for, to be able to live in one for myself and family and friends to visit, and then have the other 3 to rent out. So that would be my goal, to lease those other 3 out, because, without COVID, without this pandemic, you look at how much revenue those properties bring in, and it is just crazy. It is crazy. So to use that as vacation rental property for income, even a Airbnb, whatever. So during off-peak season or off-season, right? But I want to go there and visit and have extended vacations there in Puerto Rico. I don't want to go there sight unseen, and I don't know the neighborhood. I don't know anything that's around. Because for me, I'm looking for other things to be close, like medical must be close for me. I must be able to get prescriptions. Food and different things are also a priority for me. I have to be able to be close enough within walking distance of things like that. So those are different things that I'll be looking for. And because I don't want some secluded island where you need a boat, to go shopping at the local store. The local store is so many miles away by boat. No, that ain't gonna work. I mean, it's possible, but I would be more apt to do something like that here in Louisiana, like right around Delacroix. I was looking for a fishing camp, where, say some of my crypto friends come in town to do an event or whatever here in New Orleans, and we all go out fishing. Because this whole channel through Delacroix leads right into offshore fishing, to fishing the major oil rigs and all that, right into the Gulf. So, and not only that, it's the home of the National Redfish Tournament. So the National Redfish Tournament is held here. Yeah, catching bull reds right off the deck and off the back of your house. But I wanted it more as like I envision like pilings sticking up out of the water with like a mobile home on top, basically, is all I see. And then I see all the utilities across the front with gravel out there, so that way these and with a private boat launch with a boat lift to go right into the channel, where you can pull your RV up and you just connect your RV to sewage and water and electricity, and then got DirecTV or whatever, so bam, there you go. So yeah, different friends who want to travel and do crypto events, I think that would be kind of cool. And I could pick that up rather cheap, just as a fishing camp, to go out on a boat. And it's all brackish and salt water. So, yeah, I mean, I think trout there are the dumbest fish, but they're the best eating, other than the redfish. But there's a trick to the redfish. You use a hatchet to get the scales off. So that's my trick, is to use a hatchet when cleaning the redfish. Because they are sharp, they are tough. But yeah. And then, you go out a little bit further, and then you can be catching tuna. I mean, it's fisherman's paradise. It's sportsman's paradise here in Louisiana. And to be able to offer that to friends and family just as a vacation getaway, I think that would just be badass. Same thing with the property across the street, right? So if I get that one finished, get that one done, it may be an Airbnb. From seeing the costs of these different Airbnbs that I've gone to, it's like, wow, dude, I could really charge a mint for something like that. And really pimped out nice, right? So, with a hot tub, all of that kind of stuff, and to be able to offer different things, that would just be so cool. I mean, where I wouldn't be concerned with, a tenant moving in, and, I mean, sometimes you get excellent tenants, like my tenants now next door. To me, they're like family. I mean, they really are. Which is why I just grandfathered them in for the same price that they were paying years ago. They had no idea I was going to do all of this to this property and really make it something nice. They had no idea. And yeah, I could be a dick, and I could go up to, their rent is $1,300 a month. Everyone around here, their rent is $1,800 to $2,000 a month. So yeah, I could be a dick and raise it to $1,800, and rents are going up on top of that now, I'm hearing. So it's like, I don't want to lose these people as tenants. I really like them a lot. At times they're quirky and they get on my nerves, but you know what? Who doesn't, right? Who doesn't? Everyone has their quirks. So just don't bend the damn spoons and forks in my drawer. I don't like that. You want to take a scoop of ice cream? Use an ice cream scoop. Don't bend my damn spoons. That came right through. So anyway, I got a lot on my plate. And to go around traveling all these different crypto events, look, I love doing that. I really do. I had an issue this last time. I kind of think I'm over it. But at the same time, I'm looking at the cost, and I'm dropping like $1,000, $1,500 every month additional just to travel. And it's like, for what? I mean, that's great and all, it's fun, but I don't know. That's it's not like I didn't take the profit to go do it. So I'm glad I went to these different events. It wasn't like, it was either go to an event or do without food for a month. It wasn't like that. But, no, one day I would like to do other things, but I feel that right now my focus should be more on what... I just needed a break from all of this construction and everything else, because it gets to be so overwhelming to where I just want to order... It really does get to this point to where I just want to order another dumpster out front and just start chunking shit. Everything that is in the house, out. Just everything. Beds, mattresses, box springs, dressers, everything. Everything gone. Just fuck it. Just fuck it all. Just gone. Get a futon, sleep on a futon, have one TV, one computer, one set of dishes instead of just everything. It drives me nuts sometimes because I seem to be packing up each room and moving it and then going from one room to the next, and what box did I put that in, and then I remember where the box is, or then it's not in that box, and it's like, well, what in the shit did I do? And now I gotta go back to the store, go buy something for the fourth time. I hate that. I hate doing that. I like everything to have a place, It drives me nuts living like this, going from one room to the next, when every room is a construction zone. So, I don't know. I may just end up getting a permit and doing a damn garage sale or something. I don't know. Just get a pod and just start loading the pod up full of shit. And just to get rid of the shit. It's just so much. You don't know what you have until you either move or you have to move everything out of the room to do construction. That's when you really find out what you own. And it's just overwhelming. I mean, it's just... So, yeah, I needed a break. I needed to get out and go travel and go do different events. But now I feel that $1,000, $1,500 I spend every trip, it could have been put more toward doing things around the house, or like I said, to do the pod and get everything out and order a dumpster and this and that. But look, I had a blast at these other events. I mean, I went to Dallas, I went to Pittsburgh, New Jersey, Peoria, Illinois, Tampa, Florida. I think that's it. So that's 5 different events at just say $1,500 a pop. So gets a little pricey after a little while, right? One a month. I mean, like I said, I just feel now I need to take a break. I took a break from all the construction work after all of this headache and everything going on here. And I took a break from everything, went and had fun, did a few things, went and traveled a little bit. Like I said, it got hit with a hurricane, all of this other kind of stuff. Fire contractor after contractor after contractor, because you can't find one that wants to do what you want to get done. And either that or, doesn't have any good solutions, or wants to give you gringo price, or, it's just... Or they mess up and they refuse to return to fix their work, right? So, I mean, look, I could have 2 different lawsuits there. Easily. I don't know if I'm going to pursue that. It might not be worth my time. It might not be worth $500, $1,000. I mean, it's like, really? I could do that on my own. I just wanted to hire someone else to give someone else a little bit of work, to go ahead and knock it out and do it when, I should have did it myself. But I didn't. I had the money to pay someone else to do it. Let them come in and do it. They're a professional, right? Wrong. I mean, the shit's got to be ripped out and redone because it ain't right. If it ain't right, redo it. I don't want it. So that's where I'm at now. What was that word? Bougie? But anyway, how long have I been going? Alt plus. Let me see. 49 minute. Sorry, guys. I just get on a rant and get going. But look, this is just a a New Year's hangout, if you will. Different things I've had going on, different things that I'm about to have going on. So, 2022. Wow. Who'd have thought, right? 8 years worth of crypto. Y'all be cool. Happy New Year.
Everything reminds me of you, but everything is not enough. Feeling out by the ocean,